I'm glad, because this week is really all about ideas.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to know from you, what's the most important thing you're watching today? Is it rates? What is it?
No, I'm watching Salesforce. Let's go right to it.
Really?
Yes. The reason why, I've been trying to think about what's the key to this market, so to speak. I want stocks that are in this cohort of companies that are either high price earnings multiple for sales, which I don't want, or for earnings, which Salesforce has, and waiting for the sellers to finish. So when you ask me what I'm looking at, I need the sellers to finish before I jump in. You know, Scotty, one thing I know is that if you get in front of a freight train, you tend to get run over. This stock and many of these other stocks will signal when they should be bought. But right now, at this very moment, they are still in free fall. Usually takes 3 days. We're on day 3.
Oh, so when you tweeted out earlier today, quote, you need to wait out the sellers. You need them to settle down. Many big cap techs have lost a third of their value, starting to get intriguing, have not pulled the trigger on them yet for the investing club. Are you thinking of stocks like Salesforce?
Absolutely. Now, I read that Salesforce note. That's the kind of note that you get.
The downgrade.
A downgrade. After you've had 70 to 80 points of decline, then these analysts come up and they start talking about sales checks that they made. And that kind of thing, including, once again, MuleSoft Savage, which is integral to their whole enterprise to cloud strategy, makes me say, all right, maybe there's a lot of damage that's already been done. And by the way, I think Salesforce is still going to grow 18 to 20%. So I'm not even in a camp which says it's slowing. So what I feel like, Scott, is what you got to do is now you got to start separating. You got to say, well, wait a second. NVIDIA just gave a great talk today. Colette Kress, CFO, gave a great talk yesterday at CES. That shouldn't be thrown out like the others. And I'm going through it. I'm saying these companies that are selling at price to sales, I have no interest in. But price to earnings, profitable companies, I'm very interested.
Okay. So, Stephanie Link, if I recall correctly, weren't you the one who was selling Salesforce, or at least sold it? And we discussed that one of the last appearances that you have. Is that you? Was that you?
No. I mean, I have owned Salesforce in the past, and if it comes down substantially from here, I'll take a look at it again, because I totally believe in the story, and I like the management team. They've done an amazing job in terms of execution and M&A, and everybody didn't believe in the M&A story that they were really focused on. So I like it. It's just still too expensive for me. So where I gravitate towards, and look, I'm underweight tech and comm services by 10 percentage points. Right?
Wow.
So if you add up, if you add up tech and you add up comm services, that's 30% of the S&P.
Steph,
aren't
you worried,
Jim?
That's
you know
a
that.
big group.
You know.
I mean, I was going to talk about Cisco as being the key. I decided to change at the last minute because I saw Salesforce having another leg down. But I mean, are you against the Ciscos of the world?
No. I'm totally overweight Cisco. I'm overweight IBM. I'm overweight HPE. I'm really, really overweight semiconductors, right?
Good.
And I know you
Value
are
tech,
too.
Jim. Value
I'm with,
tech,
right. Then there's
right. Value tech. That's what you're talking about.
I like everything she meant. IBM, I want to see that quarter first, Steph.
What about?
You got to wait for a couple quarters, but I'll bet you if you wait a year from now, I think you're going to be very pleased. Look at the rumor today that they're willing to sell Watson Healthcare for $1 billion.
No,
Imagine what they could do with $1 billion.